Alright guys, now for our first exercise, we're going to do something kind of a basic stroke type exercise to kind of figure out the mechanics of our stroke. Okay. First of all, I want you guys to just notice how my hands are positioned. Okay. My beads are together, very close to the head, not up here like this, not like this, or doing any weird things with the beads. Okay. Beads are together, very close to my head. I'd like to apologize for not playing actually on a drum. I don't have access to a drum. Hopefully you guys do, and if you do, please play on a drum. It's very important. But anyways, back to the exercise. Okay, beads close to the hand. Note the angle of my sticks. Okay, they are pretty close to flat to the drum, or my pad in this case. We're not doing this, okay? Not a big angle of attack on the drum, to the drum I should say, but relatively flat. So we get the nice warm part of the bead. We want as much of the bead touching the head as possible, okay? So anyways, let's get to this exercise. All we're going to do is just practice half notes, okay? Playing a stroke, a half note stroke, okay? So the beat comes up, the wrist turns, the arm moves a little bit, okay? And then we stroke, okay? Very nice, relaxed stroke. Up, stroke, okay? Like this. Everything is moving together and working together to get a nice big sound of the stroke, okay? Bead moves. Okay, the wrist turns, the arm comes up, all together. And same thing on the way down. Okay, so we get a nice heavy stroke. Now I want you guys to practice, do this with a metronome. My metronome, it's set at 80 beats a minute. Okay, so it'll be with a half note. You'll play a half note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. Okay, if you notice, I'm prepping almost every quarter note. 1, prep, 2, prep, 1, prep, 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 prep. Okay. I want you guys to do the same thing with the left hand, of course. Everything with the mechanics is exactly the same. The mechanics are exactly the same. Okay. Okay. So you turn the wrist, the stick comes up, the arm comes up. We lead from the beat. Okay. 1. One thing that what we're trying to establish is a good full sound, nice heavy weighted sound. We don't want this. That's not what we're going for. You can obviously hear the difference in the sound. It's much louder, much stronger. Okay. I want you guys to do 8 on each hand, like this. Okay, pretty straightforward exercise. And one thing I also want you guys to make note of is the angle of my right hand, okay, and also the amount of space between my elbow and my body here. Okay, we're not doing this kind of thing. We're not totally relaxing the arm so much that it's almost touching the body. At the same time, we're not kicking the elbow out so much that we have this much angle from the stick. That also takes a little bit of weight away from the sound and from the stick. Okay, so it's a little bit in between there. It's just enough so we get a nice strong square look to our body. Same thing with the left hand. We don't want it in here touching the body, but at the same time we don't want so much air and light coming through here. It's definitely a lot closer than the right hand will be, but still not touching the body. Also take note of the angle of my forearm. That's another thing about drum height. How to figure out what feels good for you. Okay, so there's a little bit of an angle on my forearm. We're not flat here. Okay, we're definitely not above the elbow. Okay, so again, 8 times on each hand. My metronomes at quarter note equals 80. That's exercise number 1 for you guys. Alright guys, now exercise number 2 is going to be working on more of the piston stroke, or the velocity stroke as it will be referred to sometimes. Now the point of this is to understand how to get that stick moving back up as fast as possible. That's why it's called the piston stroke, because it works like a piston. Now the mechanics of the stroke is going to be exactly the same as exercise number 1. Okay, the stick moves up and down. The only difference is we're going to completely let that stick rebound back up by relaxing our wrist and allowing the stick to come back up as fast as it goes down, just like this. Now our goal here is to start the stick and stop the stick at the exact same position. Now a good way to do that, in the quads video, they mark where the stick starts and stops. Okay, sorry about that. There. Okay, needs to return to at every single stroke. Okay, and you need to do that in your right and left hand. While getting a very quick wrist turn, right? A quick wrist turn is how you'll do it, and allowing your wrist to come back up. Now, we're going to be doing this in multiple ways. Okay, we're going to start with only the fulcrum in both hands, the way you do it when you do it in each hand, in both hands, just like this and like this. Now, when you do it that way, you have no choice but to let that stick come straight back up. Okay, we're going to do it. I'm going to have you guys do it 10 times in your videos that you are going to send back to me. 10 times in each with each finger. So 10 times here, 10 times doing your middle finger, making it feel exactly the same. That's the most important part, and so on and so forth. So it's a total of 40 times. 1 or 10, 20, 30, 40. We're only going to do it 20 times with the left hand because there's only maybe 30. Okay, we'll do it 30 times. There's only so many fingers you can put on the left hand. So 10 this way, letting that stick come back up just as fast as it went down. 20 with the first, with just the first finger on, without stopping the stick. Now you can start with your ring finger on. Just make sure you remove it once you get going. Just like this. And then 10 more times with all the fingers. Now if you see, my wrist is turning all the way back. My elbow comes in just a little bit, okay, to kind of help out that wrist turn. But mainly it's my wrist and the arm helping it get that height a little bit. Okay, so make sure you use everything you have. So that's exercise number 2, getting that piston.